Hello, film litters. Today is technically the start of your portfolio editing day, so I'm just gonna walk you through the portfolio requirements, so you know what's different from the last time, and we'll talk about due dates and things like that. So, you all had to turn in your partial draft of 2001 on Friday. I'm not actually collecting your full draft, just because you have to do it for the portfolio. You're not going to turn in half a paper for your portfolio. So um, there's no real point in me giving you random participation points for doing a draft when you have to have it in the end anyway. So you don't have to submit it anywhere today. But what you do need to do is start revising. Okay. So first of all, portfolio number 2, it's due next Monday. So you've got a week from today to turn it in on at midnight. And you'll have tomorrow in class and Wednesday in class as well to work on editing whichever essay you feel needs the most work. But because it's due on Monday and your final is, I think, Tuesday, you cannot redo this portfolio. I will not have them graded in time for you to get it back and fix it. So you have to do well the first time around. So it's very important you use your class time wisely and you ask questions and you ask for help. And just put in some effort, basically, this week so that you don't fail, which will be really bad and sad for everyone involved. Okay, so the same thing as last time. It'll need to be a single Word doc or a single Google Doc. You'll have your cover page, you have your reflection page, you have your documentation page, which, by the way, a lot of people didn't do. So you didn't get as good of a grade as you could have gotten, as good of a grade as your writing reflected, just because you didn't follow directions. So actually look at the sample portfolio. That's why I gave it to you the last time. But you have to have those 3 things, and then your drafts of your final drafts of your Badlands paper and your 2001 paper. So, as I'm gonna probably type up on the announcement, step 1 is to go to your Badlands paper, and the things that I wrote on your printed drafts, like the extensive comments that I gave you. And Brian, I'm sorry I haven't gotten yours back to you yet. I will get that to you tomorrow. But everyone else that turned in a Badlands paper has their comments back. So fix those things first. And then move on to these portfolio review elements, which I'll get to in a sec. Anyway, so for your reflection, so you have your cover page, you have your reflection, which is pretty much the same idea. The questions are slightly different. It's more comparing the challenges of this portfolio to the last one. How did you get along with choosing a theme for the Badlands paper? Was that easier than the prompts, more difficult? Looking at your very first breaking away draft versus your finished portfolio product, which I highly recommend actually looking at your breaking away drafts, and you will probably cry or laugh or both. And then overall, do you think this was a worthwhile course? Did you learn something new, either about writing or about yourself? If so, explain. If not, explain what you wish you could have gotten out of it. Just because I'm curious. Just some general reflective things. So it's slightly different questions, but basically the same idea. 3/4 of a page, double space. So I should probably highlight that as well. All right. And then for your documentation, it's the same. You'll tell me, this is the first thing I did. You'll put the menu option and you'll explain why you changed that thing for all 6. So for your revision menu, a lot of these are the same, which means what I would suggest is on your actual portfolio number 1 rubrics that I gave back to you, most of them were in pink ink and it was just a 1 sheet. I tried to, at the bottom, in addition to telling you where you did well and where you fell short on portfolio number 1, I tried to give you everybody at least 1 or 2 things to really focus on for the next portfolio. And I circled those things on the actual rubric as well. So if you notice that I tell you, make sure for the next portfolio you really focus on your descriptive observations. Then for this time, perhaps one thing you'll want to do is find one of these elements that has to do with adding more observation, like this one. Find a place where the draft makes a general inference and add a branch that contains a fun, specific observation. Okay, that would be one thing. A couple of other things as well. So just kind of think about, like, well, what did you fall short on the last time? Those are going to be the things you want to focus on in your revisions. And the new options I did highlight. So Tomb Raider, you can go over comments from your last papers or portfolio, looking for places that I compliment a particular section or sentence. Like if I tell you your intro for Moonrise was really good, try to replicate that same idea maybe in your 2001 intro. Or if I had said, this particular paragraph was great, or in some of your video comments or turn-in comments from your earlier drafts, this sentence is really, really good, I love the alliteration, try to use that again in one of your new drafts. So that's Tomb Raider, number 17. And then you can also do an audio selfie, which I meant to have us do earlier this semester, but we just kind of ran out of time. You record yourself or someone else reading at least 2 of your body paragraphs, and then email me your audio selfie. Because hopefully it'll help you realize, wow, that sounds super awkward. Or, wow, I'm repeating the same phrase over and over again. Holly, a young girl. I said that 3 times. Maybe I should change one of them. But yeah. So those are your options. Pretty much the same general idea. But again, you have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday in class. And other than that, any other revisions you want to make are going to have to take place outside of class. That will be homework. And I have, if you shared your paper with me, I had all of those on my school laptop nicely pulled up. So I will get to giving those comments either today, if I can manage to dig my car out of the snow and get to school, to get to my laptop. Although right now there's a giant truck parked, parking my car in the parking lot with its flashers on, and it's been there for 20 minutes, so I might not be going anywhere today. But if if I can get to school, I'll try to get those comments left for you guys today. Otherwise, it'll definitely be tomorrow. So maybe start with your Badlands paper today and really focus on your Badlands paper. Because if you can get one of your 2 papers really well edited, that'll be a good start. And again, if you haven't sent me your 2001 paper and you do want me to give you some feedback at some point today or tomorrow, just share it with me on Docs with my email address, and that'll be good. Okay? So, and that counts as, once I give you comments and you fix them, that does count as an Olivero solo, actually. So there's no excuse not to, really. If you, what actually helps me is if on your doc you leave me a comment at the top that again tells me, hey, I really need help with my intro, or hey, can you look at my body paragraphs, or hey, I don't even know if paragraph 3 makes any sense. If you give me somewhere specific to look, I'll read the whole thing, and if anything is terrible other than that, I will let you know. But that way I know, okay, you need help here in this spot. Because that's more useful, I think, than me just giving you random information. Okay, so that's what you've got. I would say, if we had a delay, we would have had like a half an hour class. So spend at least half an hour today looking at, if nothing else, your Badlands comments that I gave you, and working on those revisions. So thank you, and email me if you have questions.